What is up, YouTube? I've decided to come up with a segment called "Looking Back." A lot of people they say looking back is not good. Never, don't ever dwell on the past. Don't ever go back. Always move forward. Always move forward. But in order to move forward, you have to look back sometimes. You have to look in the rearview mirror of your car, and you have to back up. You have to watch out, make sure there's nothing in the way of where you came from. You back out, and then you move forward. So I think it's good to look back in a sense, but it's not something to dwell on. If you're gonna back out of your driveway, don't continue to look back and you continue to drive backwards. You're gonna end up having a wreck or and hurting someone, hurting yourself, metaphorically and physically speaking. But I have something that I want to share with you today, and I would love, love, love for you to do it too. And that's something called a gratitude device. I learned this a long time ago by listening to or by reading a book by Tony Robbins and Napoleon Hill. They go on to talk about how in their books they talk about how there was they met these people, they met these guys. They always have this gratitude device. It's like an object, a gratitude object, and every time they touch it, it's you have to name three things that you're grateful for. I think it's a wonderful thing, a great thing that everybody can incorporate in their life. And what I did, I just want to tell you my story. A while back, probably about a year and a half ago, my dad, he gave me this chain around my neck. If you couldn't tell, I kept grabbing it. I keep every time when I'm looking at myself and I see my necklace and while I'm looking at myself, I have to stop and I have to think, and I'm like, I'm grateful for this, and I stop a lot, and every time I sit, I have to say I'm grateful for something, even if it's the smallest thing, even if it's the same thing over and over and over again, I have to say that I'm grateful for something. So I wear this necklace because my mom bought this chain for my dad, and it doesn't matter how much it cost, it doesn't matter anything. Back then, 26 years ago, my mom bought this for my dad. This is a real gold rope chain. It's solid gold. There's nothing fake about it. It cost $365. The price of gold has went up. This chain is very important to me. Not only the value of it, the dollar value, but more importantly, the sentimental value of it. And there's times when I live in the hood, straight up. One day I'll just walk around and I'll show you how much hood. I live maybe half a mile from a basketball court where a bunch of black guys, they're all sweaty and they throw down with some basketball and they dunk and everything. I go out there and I play with them, man. Sometimes I get hurt. As a matter of fact, the other day I scraped my elbow, and I'm talking about it's serious. It's some serious basketball. Sometimes they got money on it, and they have to pick somebody that they think is going to win some games, and it's a very serious thing, and you got to play your heart out. And if you don't play your heart out, you're out of there, man. So as long as you play your heart out, which I'll get to that later, I've learned a lot from life. I've actually learned a lot of life from those guys, but it's a great thing. So anyway, what I was getting at was when you live life, just get that object of gratitude. It can be a rock that's in your pocket. It can be your wallet, a wallet that your dad gave you. It could be, for the ladies, it's mostly jewelry. It can be a ring, something like that, or a piercing. You can have an earring or earrings, or little. You can put it in a certain place. I always like to ask girls, so why you got that in your cartilage? And I was like, oh, just because it looks good. I always ask them, have you ever thought about getting an actual piercing that means something? They're like, no, I've never thought about that. I'm like, do you have any jewelry, anything on your body that actually means something to every time you see it? And they're like, oh yeah, well my grandma gave me this ring. or I'll notice a ring on their finger and they say, "Oh yeah, my grandma gave me this earring," and I always bring up this story, you know, and they're always willing to talk with me about it, and they're so passionate about it, you know. It's these things that you have to ask of people. It's not, you know, well, the weather sucked today. It was just so cold, you know, blah 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 blah. That bullshit ass conversation that we all go through every day. That linear conversation. It's more than that. Life is a circle. It all comes back to you. Sometimes it don't come back to you. Sometimes it goes in that circle and then it leaps off. Then it comes back and then it leaps off again. Sometimes it don't even ever come back. Sometimes it just keeps leaping off. Sometimes it leaps off, comes back, and it stops before it always comes directly back, and then it just shoots off again, you know, and you just never know. You don't know. It's life. Quit overthinking it. Quit overthinking it. It's not this complicated thing. It's not rocket science. If life was rocket science, everybody would be a genius. Everybody's not a genius. Everybody could be. I'm not saying they couldn't be. They could be. Now you're gonna get me into a whole other topic. I'm gonna save that for another day. But anyway, what I was talking about was getting something that's like a gratitude, like just something that you can wear on you, or you can stick in your wallet. Like another thing I have in my wallet is I get my wallet out right here. It is a card, and Earl Nightingale actually inspired me to write this card. And he says to write your goal on it, and he says be specific. So I wrote my goal on it, and I said I will have $10,000 in my savings account by January 1st, 2015. And that is my goal. That is my goal. I was specific about it. And you know, within the first 2 months of writing that goal, I had that. But I spent it. I spent it on a lot of other things. And, you know, if I would have saved that money and kept it until now, it would have been a lot more beneficiary to what I would than I would spend it on then. But you know what? The thing is, I reached my goal. And so, once you reach that goal, you have to make another goal. You have to keep bettering yourself. Keep making that goal. Anyway, what I basically want to speak about is another thing that Earl Nightingale said. If you haven't read Earl Nightingale or heard of his videos, he is on YouTube, and please watch them. He also said to write down, he said, I will be enthusiastic and positive every day. That's a very important part. He also said, stay calm and cheerful. Don't let petty things annoy you. Ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. Whatever the mind can believe, it can achieve. And he also says, fear is crippling. And I believe these words. Every single word that I wrote on this besides the goal, I think you can just change your goal as long as you keep reading all the other words. And I keep this in my wallet, you know, all the time. This is always in my wallet. It's been up. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's been up. But I keep it right here where my money goes. If you can see it right here, just stick it right there, and I just fold my wallet up. So every time I get my money out, always kind of see the back of it, and always can see like a little quote. And I'm always like, don't let the petty things bother you. You know, open it again, I'm like, knocking it, shall be open to you. You know, every time you open your wallet, you know, every time you grab your necklace, you incorporate all these things. And the more and more you do it, the more and more your life gets better. You know, there's bad things that happen to people every single day. Every single day. There's bad things that happen to people. But you have to be grateful. Grateful I'm not that bad person. Grateful I didn't get robbed today. Grateful, I would say that your girlfriend broke up with you, but I mean, it's hard, but it is grateful because you're going to meet another person, you know, later on down the road. I'm grateful that I have cable. I'm grateful to have the internet. I'm grateful to have my phone. I'm grateful to have people that are watching this video now. It seems that it's so hard to be grateful nowadays, and it's not so easy. You can just think of the simple things. I'm great that I got water to drink, you know? It's so simple. Anyway, that's my message. Y'all take it easy.